This is the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook live show. It is Friday, TGIF to all of you out there. We got 5 games here on the DraftKings main slate. Sir Grande, how are we doing today, my friend?
Doing well, Johnny I. How you doing?
Doing well. You know, it's the end of the week. You know, we got a nice little 5-gamer here to close things out. It's you know, ready to make some money. You know, I'm sure you feel the same way.
Ready to make some money for sure. Interesting slate. We have a couple teams on a back-to-back. We have an MVP fest in one of the games. What should be a really good Eastern Conference game is a little, injured right now. We have a 17.5-point favorite on tonight's slate. So got a mixture of a little bit of everything. A lot of injuries as always, but that's the life of the NBA and in the post All-Star break. I mean, just the life of the NBA in general. But
really is life of the NBA from opening night. We had late scratches. So we do appreciate all you guys who tune in with us here each and every day. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Again, we'll be here finishing out the NBA season. A couple weeks left, Grande. Another month or two of the regular season, as I like to say. The inside joke that we continue to have. Shorter and shorter as we go.
The finals is literally in this middle of the summer. So
we don't do the DFS show during the finals.
No, I know.
We got. I mean, listen, baseball is a month away, and then you and I start doing MLB DFS shows here as well. So, we're all part of it. We appreciate the sport. Go check out the Fantasy Baseball ADP show, breaking down catchers that Grant and I did last night. You guys are getting ready for your fantasy baseball drafts. You guys can check that video out, and then also go get the Fantasy Baseball Draft Guide. That is live. The cheat sheet is live as well. You can get all of that for $20 for that first month. When you go all pro, again, we are the award-winning 2025 FSGA Best Written Content recognized by the industry. So $20 for that first month. fantasystorm.com/YouTube, promo code YT50. The cheat sheet, the draft guide are included. All of our DFS betting and seasonal content included in that as well. You can check it all out for $20 for that first month. Guys in the chat, appreciate you. Doug always popping in. Spin the block. Never get this right. Jabri. I think Jabri is correct. If I'm wrong, let me know. Coach Chris in there. Some guy always popping in here. Semi-horn for tonight. Hell of a call on Marshall. Yeah, listen, Najee Marshall, man. We were in on Najee Marshall last night, but we didn't even expect almost a 40-10 double-double out of Najee Marshall last night. So, it was it's a big night. Big night out of him. Charlie Carden, give us a little cheers. Cheers to you as well.
Always just, dude. I just always see that picture of Charlie Carden that he's fishing. He's just fresh off a boat fishing.
Dude, I love fishing. Do you go fishing a lot? You ever been fishing?
Fishing a lot.
Yeah. You ever been fishing in your life?
Once, I think.
Once.
Maybe when I was like a youth.
Dude, I grew up fishing all the time. Go up to New Hampshire. My family, my dad's aunt had a lake house, so we used to go up there like alternating weekends within the family, and we'd go fish on Newfound Lake up in New Hampshire. Good times. Love fishing. All right, not seawater fishing though. Not a saltwater fishing guy. We go lakes, streams, rivers.
Sure. I think I've probably played the fishing arcade game where it's like the ball more times than I've been fishing.
Carl says you need some props. Came here for the prop whispers. We'll give you some props. Don't you worry. We'll bring it all down for you guys. We got it.
They'll be in the bet tracker.
They'll definitely be in the bet tracker. Listen, we'll get the bet tracker props in there. We'll get the best bets article written out there as well. Trying to wait for some injury news to come through to kind of finalize some of our decisions here today. But we absolutely will get some props on this show as well. We'll talk about it. Good day from Melbourne. Look at that.
Down under.
We're going across continent here. Appreciate that, Dr. DFS popping in, guys. Dave saying fellas, always that. Appreciate you. All right, let's talk point guard. Cade Cunningham, SGA, top 2 guys up over $10,000.
Well, let's talk hitting the like button, subscribing to the YouTube channel.
Do that already? I did that already.
Did you? I don't know.
I did it as part of my spiel to go buy the All Pro guide.
I've been channeling my inner Johnny I. and doing my best not listening impression.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Or do you? Point guard looks interesting today. Pippen. Definitely. Oh, that's Jay Breezy.
Breezy. Oh, dude, there you go.
Like, to be fair, Jay Breezy, I guess, because he goes Jabri, and then he could have, missed opportunity. He could have went Jabreezy, but he dropped.
It works. It works. I was gonna say, I wonder if this is also YouTube changing names, but I think we're good there.
Yeah, good name.
But now we know, dude. Love. If you guys are in our Discord and you're in this chat right now, let us know what your usernames are, man, so we know who we're talking to. We appreciate y'all. All right, talk to me about the top
point guard.
How quickly are they going to jump SGA into like full minutes here?
I don't know. It's been,
all right. Moving on.
It's been a 9-game absence.
Yeah,
but that has spanned nearly a month, right? Last time he's played was February 3rd, and so there's 2 days left in the month. I mean, I can't see it being a full ramp up, but also we've seen SGA average 30 minutes for most of the year. I know he's averaging 33, but for the first 2 months of the year, when everyone thought that they were going to break the wins record, he was averaging 30 minutes a game because they were boat racing everybody. So It's not like he can't have a ceiling, performance at 30 minutes. I just think when you're talking about there's a month absence and there's absolutely no discount, right? From anything. Like, he's just been this price all year. Cade Cunningham's only $300 more and has a 39-minute ceiling. And those, if SGA came back and played 30 and you were to tell me Cade got 39, I'd almost, like, 9 out of 10 times, I'd be like, yeah, Cade's going to absolutely outscore SGA in that scenario, and he's going to put up 60 fantasy points. So Cade is the preferred option. I'd even say if James Harden plays, I'd go Harden over SGA as well. I know obviously we're dealing with, the fracture in his hand, but like, no Donovan Mitchell, he's going to be a usage monster. Like, Evan Mobley's obviously has been limited and likely won't just get ramped up after a second calf strain, like immediately to like mid-30s minutes. We've seen how that's played out for multiple players throughout the league. So if Harden plays, I really like James Harden at 94. And then Brunson, you're on a 5-game slate, like, you can make the case like that you're chasing a ceiling, and that's obviously what Jalen Brunson can give you. He gives you.
You're going straight points, right? If he goes and scores 30 tonight, he's going to pay off the $9,000 price tag for the most part.
But he might, and who's like, this is a guy averaging that, so like, there's no telling. I mean, might give you 40 tonight against a team that is just a bottom 10, 22nd overall in defense. So I think pretty much SGA is the one guy I'm like pretty lukewarm on. And not because the player. I just don't. We don't have.
I mean, no one's getting there either. He's under 5% ownership, so it's not as if he is, this chalk monster. Cade is the top spend up here. He is getting over 20%. I also kind of like Detroit -5 in this game. I mean, even if Harden plays, I feel like Detroit should. Yeah. No, Mitchell, maybe a limited. Like, I don't know. I feel like Detroit covers 5 points there, so I like Detroit at home here tonight. KBJ is also under Cade though. Cade's 23%, KBJ's 18%, $8,600 for him here. Again, we've kind of talked about it. You've been rolling the PRA over 30.5 for him. I told you last night it was at 30.5 again last night. Are you in on Kevin Porter Jr. tonight? Again, a tougher matchup against the Knicks.
I think like it's obviously a tough spot. Like, as you mentioned, their implied team total is horrible. Only Brooklyn is worse tonight. But he's so good everywhere. Like, he is a fantasy point per minute freak. He is elite defensively. He's 9,600 on FanDuel, which, speaks to that. I mean, he is constantly a blocks and steals guy. The scoring has been trending way up. He's an elite passer. He's a very good rebounding guard. And we saw this like glimpses in Houston before everything went haywire as well.
Yeah.
So like, he's such a good fantasy asset. Like whether he's as like much of a priority for me as he's been, I wouldn't probably go that far. But what I'd say is I feel like he should be in your player pool regardless, right? Like if you land on Kevin Porter, okay, now you have a guy who can get you 60 fantasy points, and he's definitely a little lower owned than he's been. So yes, I think Kevin Porter Jr. looks good in tournaments for sure.
No one's really playing the rest of the mid range, but once you do get into the 5K tier, Brandon Williams, Scottie Pippen, ownership starts to spike here. Javon Small is your highest roster point guard as of now. He's up over 50%. Williams is 42%. Scottie's 30%.
Yeah, I mean, all of it is like very understood. I think like we saw Williams. We actually during the show last night we're talking about how bad of a first half he had, and then he played all those like basically the whole fourth quarter, but a lot of the second half in general, and like got there. And anytime Brandon Williams gets extended, he's just been a really good fantasy player. And they're extremely shorthanded with potential for more. Like if Caleb Martin sits, then we're talking about a team that might only have 9. I've been actively checking their injury report today. Ryan Nembhard and Moussa Cisse are both listed as doubtful. 2 of their 3 G League players, Miles Kelly listed as probable. So it's likely that Cisse and Nembhard both don't play. And Dallas is already without Cooper Flagg, Marvin Bagley. They're likely with PJ Washington and Klay Thompson being listed as doubtful without them as well. And Caleb Martin's also in the injury report as questionable. They might not have a lot of active players. And, you know, again, if Martin's out, I believe the last time I counted would be 9. With Martin, it's 10. Without Martin, it's 9. You know, they do have some guard depth. Like they have Brandon Williams, they have Tyus Jones, they have AJ Johnson, who they acquired in the trade with Washington. But yeah, I think Brandon Williams looks good. I think he's potentially going to start here. There's just a lot of minutes to be had for Dallas against a tanking Memphis team. Pippen on the other side, you know, he's an elite fantasy player. Like I don't really have. Is he going to play a lot? Probably not. Does it necessarily matter? Not really. Like another Ty Jerome-esque player. Without Jerome and like all the other guys that have been dealt or traded and not on the floor, injured, Pippen has a 31.5% usage and is 1.3 fantasy points per minute. I mean, if you get 22 minutes of 1.3 fantasy points per minute, I mean, you know, you're going to approach 30 fantasy points. So I'm definitely in on Pippen for sure. And then, yeah, I think Javon Small looks as good as anybody else in the slate. And I couldn't agree more with the ownership. You know, we've talked about it since last night. They're not including a game on the board here. They did not include the Golden State game for anyone's statistics. He's been over 30 fantasy points in 4 of his last 6 games. He's been a 1.2 fantasy points per minute without Ty Jerome this year, including all the other guys that are out. 20.5% usage. He has been like, you know, when you're talking about this rotation, we've ad nauseum, right? Yeah. Everyone plays 20 minutes. Nobody plays more than 30. Honestly, nobody plays really more than 28. But Javon Small has been on the upper side of that, right? He played the 27, 37. Only him and Taylor Hendricks played over 27 minutes last game. So, like, just goes to show you where he's sitting in terms of his role and how productive he's been. So, I don't think the price has really caught up with that. I'd expect them to start him again. That doesn't mean they will. They've experimented with a boatload of different lineups. But yeah, I think Javon Small looks excellent. You can play him at point guard and shooting guard, which is a big reason as to why he's getting so much ownership.
Agreed. Anything else here at point guard? Again, we obviously know where all the ownership is. From Tyus is getting around 15% again because just he's $3,200. Alvarado is getting 11%. Anything there for you for some other value plays?
Yes. So I wrote up Jose Alvarado today, and I found it a little bit interesting. Every game since the All-Star break, he has topped at least 20 minutes. And we kind of mentioned it on the show last night that Josh Hart's minutes have been kind of trending down, right? Yeah. It's, like Miles McBride was a guy consistently in the 20s in terms of minutes. And now his regular season's over. And Jose Alvarado does a lot of the same things that Miles McBride did. Not as good of not as prolific of a shooter, but much more of a pest and is much more of a spark plug than Miles McBride was. Like McBride was a good 3-and-D. Jose Alvarado is still lurking in the background and stealing inbound passes, despite everybody knowing he's on the floor. Yeah, and like we just saw in a Knicks uniform before the All-Star break, he went for 50 fantasy points in 20 minutes. And I'm not saying that's like a regular ceiling for him, but I do think like if we're talking about a guy in Alvarado or a guy like Tyus Jones at 3,200, Tyus Jones has been routinely a bad fantasy player all year long. Has not played well, has shot horribly, like is only still in the NBA because of, previous success. Like he has been horrible. I would rather play Alvarado for lower ownership and just take a shot on what the Knicks are kind of like deploying him as a Miles McBride light. So yes, I do think Jose Alvarado is an intriguing GPP play because, he is very good defensively. He can get hot offensively. And, with the Knicks, John, 1.1 fantasy points per minute. Like we just had the comment from Blake here about Tyus Jones' result. Like, I just don't care about like the narrative of that he's playing his old team. That doesn't matter to me in the slightest bit. And he's also just been a bad player. And Jose Alvarado has routinely been better. So I'll just spend a couple $100 more, assuming Jose Alvarado continues to play a 20-plus minute role.
Sure. Going on over to the shooting guard position again, Jaylen Brown is up here. That's a 17.5 point spread. Boston at home here against Brooklyn. He is getting over 20% ownership tonight. Are you spending up for JB?
So I'm okay with it because my feelings. It's a 5-game slate. Like it's hard to predict a blowout. Like Brooklyn's on. It's gonna be tough for Brooklyn, right? They're on a back-to-back. It's just gonna be a tough game for them to stay competitive in. But like, obviously, I don't love to predict blowout. I personally, John, and it teased me up. I saw Anthony's question coming out of the corner of my eye about Peyton Pritchard. This is such a interesting Peyton Pritchard spot. And I actually wrote him up today. Like just thinking about
he gets all the blowout runs.
Dude, just thinking about what Peyton Pritchard represents, right? Like comes in, scores in bunches, comes in, doesn't score in bunches, but just plays. Like no matter what. Comes in no matter what, like ultimate GPP ceiling. Like the question that Anthony's asking is like, I would go Peyton Pritchard in that light because he is such a high volume scorer and also gets blowout run. Inexplicable blowout run. Like they're up 30 and Peyton Pritchard's out there with Ron Harper.
He plays till like the 4-minute mark in the fourth quarter, dude. Like they just let him run. And you're catching Pritchard off of a couple of bad games too. So like
no ownership.
Yep.
I find it to be really interesting because he's already like a pretty good fantasy player to begin with. And then you're factoring in, well, is Peyton Pritchard in late in the fourth here with nobody else against the Brooklyn second string? Like that could be a very viable approach.
Yeah, what's wild about Pritchard is he has like huge ceiling games or he has some like really low games. But even the low games, it's 22 actual fantasy points, scoring 8 actual, 3 actual points versus Denver, 6 here against the Knicks. And then between that, it's 30, 26, 26, 24, 27, 26, 7, 29, 12. Like he has a huge scoring ceiling. Yeah, for sure. So you can go there again. JB's getting over 20%. No one's playing Peyton Pritchard. A lot of the guys at point guard do have dual eligibility though at shooting guard. So that's a lot of where the ownership is. A lot of the same names. Josh Hart is getting 10%. Max Christie is getting 25%. No one else is really playing much else than what we didn't already talk about. Javon Small, Brandon Williams, Kevin Porter Jr., that crew.
Yeah, I don't think we need to. I don't like, we know what Josh Hart's ceiling can be. So there's always that. I don't know what's happened to Josh Hart. I don't know if this is like injury management, right? Because he went into the break with an injury that he was playing through. I don't know if they just like Jose Alvarado a little bit more. I don't know if because Josh Hart's minutes have clearly been down of late. Has a ceiling, you can go there. Most of the stuff you're talking about is retread. I absolutely agree with. Like, I like Brandon Williams and Javon Small. You can just play them here. I think Sam Merrill is interesting. We'll get Merrill in the starting lineup. We don't know if Harden's going to play or not. I think ultimately it doesn't matter. He will make shots or he won't. That's Sam Merrill in a nutshell. Like, he has a really high ceiling because he can make a bunch of threes. We talked Javon Small. The Christie one, I'm typically not like a person that rosters Max Christie. There's a couple factors that like might talk me into it. I've been teetering with the idea all day, like basically since the injury news with PJ and Bagley and Coop officially being ruled out. Like, the price tag obviously coming down. I just don't know like what he just like doesn't do a lot, like he can make shots. He can play some defense, but he doesn't like do a whole lot. He's not like a playmaker. He's not, gonna go get you 12 rebounds randomly. So like I feel like I can live without playing Max Christie. I guess if Caleb Martin gets ruled out, that's a different story. I also find it very fascinating that Chris Middleton isn't on the injury report today. Right, we talked about that last night.
He was going to play, but to your point, like you said, it's like, well, they might cut him, so might as well just use him.
Yeah, their report last night is that he's mulling the offer, but because Denver is like the team that wants to sign him.
Yeah,
which by the way would be a nice addition for Denver's depth. But
I said, would he even play on that team?
He's lean. They're so hurt. He'd probably play for a little bit. I just think like. It's an interesting one because if Middleton does play, are they going to limit him at all? Right. And then if Middleton's limited, there's obviously even more minutes to be had. And so I think Christie is playable. He's just not like my favorite option. The only other name I'd mention is shooting guard small forward eligible, Ryan Rupert.
Sure.
I mean, look, he played another 20-something minutes, 24 against Golden State. He wasn't great. He was 16 fantasy points, which, but like if you play Ryan Rupert and he gets you 5x and it leads you to get to Jokic and Jokic goes for 80, then I'm good with it. Sure. We also just saw Ryan Rupert almost have 30 fantasy points the game prior. He's I've been trying all day to figure out if Taj Gibson is going to play. And I haven't seen, by the way, you want to know Taj Gibson rocking his 6'7" jersey? You think that the kids everywhere are going to start buying Taj Gibson jerseys or what?
Maybe.
Do you think all the Memphis broadcasts is just going to be people going like this the whole time? Every time they pan to a fan, every time Taj Gibson's on the floor. But if they don't have Gibson, I mean, they have 10 guys. So Rupert, we know what happens. Rupert is going to play 20 minutes in that instance.
Okay. Small forward. Again, Jaylen Brown can be played here. Michael Porter Jr. $8,800. It's not a great position.
Well, it's Najee Marshall's position.
Well, that's what it is. He is the one guy. He's 51% owned, $6,300, coming off 36, 10, and 6. Just plug and move on, because otherwise you're looking at Caleb Martin or Taylor Hendricks or Mikal Bridges is actually getting ownership. A guy we never even think about playing anymore. I mean, it's not good. It's just Najee Marshall.
I mean, I think like even if yesterday's game didn't exist, you would just like if you went like 1 for 12 yesterday, you'd be like, yeah, we're just plugging Najee Marshall and moving on, right? Because it's a bad position and PJ Washington's out and Marvin Bagley's out and Cooper Flagg's out. Like we know Najee's going to play a lot. He's going to handle the ball a lot. So yeah, it's basically plug and move on for me. Like there's other guys that I'd be okay with playing. I don't play Mikal Bridges. There was ownership on Mikal earlier. Is that still a thing?
I said he's at 17%. So
I'm okay with it. I think Jalen Tyson's a better fantasy player. With Dean Wade getting downgraded to doubtful.
Yeah.
I think the likelihood of Jalen Tyson starting goes way, way up. And like, there's a lot of injuries here. There's Evan Mobley, likely limited. There's Dean Wade downgraded to doubtful. There's Keon Ellis questionable. There's Donovan Mitchell out. There's James Harden questionable. So there's a lot of things that are pointing in Tyson's favor. I would probably rather play Tyson than Mikal Bridges.
Another really kind of tough matchup, but interesting rebounding prop for Jalen Tyson tonight. It's 5.5. You're getting plus money on the 5.5 here today. 14, 12 rebound chances the last 2 games. Obviously, again, Mobley's back, but if you're going to start, I mean, he's been kind of an aggressive rebounder this year when asked to do so. So maybe if Duran and Allen are just boxing each other out all night, and there's opportunities for Tyson to kind of swoop in and grab some boards there, maybe.
Asar is another one here.
Yeah. Get Harden all game.
Yeah, and you don't know, it's hard to ever. I was so in on him going into that San Antonio game, and then he doesn't play. They bench him for basically the whole fourth quarter, and then he came back against OKC and plays a boatload of minutes. It's okay, we're doing that again, where we're just randomly benching Asar, and then but he's a good fantasy player. But yeah, I mean, then you get to the value. You mentioned Hendricks. I think Hendricks looks really good. He played 27 minutes.
Yeah. Get all your Memphis plays.
Repair. Yeah, I mean, it's literally Memphis. That's what this value range is. And this is why I do just simply want to play Najee and just move on. And Caleb Martin's here. I don't hate Caleb Martin if he plays. I think Caleb Martin could have an okay role.
Okay. Power forward. Chet, $8,600. Evan Mobley's $83. You got OG Anunoby at $6,600. Portis $62. Gigi Jackson at $6K.
Yeah, cover boy Gigi today. The playbook. I mean, the play out of him has been crazy. 20 plus points in 4 of his last 5. He has 16 plus in all 5. In all 5 of those games, he's had a 25% usage or higher. Without Ty Jerome and friends this year, 1.2 fantasy points per minute, 27% usage. Elite matchup against Dallas, who you want to score at the rim, you want to shoot from the mid-range, you want to rebound. They just don't stop anybody, and they play relatively fast as well. I think Gigi looks better than everyone else you mentioned at the position.
Sure.
I think Chet, like everyone else on OKC, is priced as if SGA wasn't going to return. He does have a 50 fantasy point ceiling and beyond, but you can't comfortably play a max price Chet Holmgren with SGA back, even if SGA is limited. Mobley, really no interest at 8,300 if he's going to be limited. Also, Evan Mobley, I've said this for a while, really good basketball player, soft as hell, not the spot to be soft in. This is the worst spot I know Isaiah Stewart's suspended, but he's right over there on the bench. Like he's within sprinting distance, right?
So,
I mean,
yeah,
that's what
Isaiah Stewart not afraid to leave the bench.
No, we've seen that multiple. So like they're just too physical for it. This is not the time and the place to want to be on Evan Mobley. They're too physical for him.
I'll say that one prop I have an eye on today, and he's on a down stretch, which is where there's maybe some leverage to it. You have OG, again, all of a sudden can't shoot the 3-ball anymore after having a month of shooting like 50%. Yep. You're getting plus 150 at over 2.5 threes. Milwaukee is not a good perimeter defense. He is still taking a lot of threes, just not making them, but he had a good stretch there where he was making them. He still plays, like I said, a lot of minutes. I don't mind taking a little shot at OG over 2.5 3-pointers made tonight. It's not like a core bet by any stretch, but I mean, I think it's doable.
I mean, he takes a lot.
Takes a lot of threes.
Takes a lot of threes.
Maybe hit 3 of them tonight against Milwaukee. I think it's doable.
It's funny that like he's basically in the same role that he was complaining about in Toronto, but now he makes $200 million, so he's not complaining anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what he did in Toronto, but now he has $200 million in his bank account. So like, he's not unhappy anymore.
So again, it's plus money. So it's not, by no means is it a sure bet here, but you're getting like plus 140 over 2.5 threes on OG threes today. So I don't mind it.
Possibly something to monitor. So like, if Jamal Murray were to sit tonight, John, right?
Yeah.
It's legitimately Nikola Jokic and friends, like when you're looking at their roster. Like,
yeah.
I do think in that light, I would be okay getting to Cameron Johnson. Yeah. But that's probably as far as I'd go. Like THJ, Cam Johnson, Bruce Brown. Like there's like stuff in Denver that I would get to because they're so banged up. Yeah. And they have to get offense somewhere else than Jokic, right? Like, because if you're projecting Jokic, like you're baking in all these assists, right? Like, oh, the Jokic triple-double is something that's like baked in or essentially baked in. If there's no Jamal Murray, who is their second best offensive player? Johnson, Brown.
Yeah, Hardaway probably.
Brown, Hardaway. So there's something Denver. It's an hour.
I mean, Christian Brown had like a crazy stretch at the end of last year.
He had a great year.
Yeah.
He's just been terrible. He's been better, like basically since coming back from injury. But
if Jamal Murray was out, I would be more willing to play Christian Brown over THJ or Cam Johnson though.
What about Bruce Brown if he's starting at point guard?
He doesn't excite me, Bruce Brown.
I feel like
it's also not a good matchup for really anybody on Denver.
It's not, but they would just they're potentially so shorthanded.
I know, but what does this do? Why wouldn't you?
He's
other than $4,500.
Yeah, you just showed me this is Christian Brown's page too.
No, Christian Brown's doing way better. Yeah, 18 points here. You had 14, 7, and 6
Dude,
here.
the fantasy score is I'm looking at Spider-Man.
30 in 4 of the last 6. Bruce Brown wishes. He had that.
Bruce Brown and Christian Brown are Spider-Man memeing. And it's not just because you pronounce their name the same.
No, they're the same thing. Brown and Brown. These guys agree with me. Shout out you guys. Shout out Quick Clash Royal. And I hunt kids. He hunts kids. Never mind. Oh no.
You know what? What are you hitching your wagon to, John?
That's why you don't read names live.
John, what are you?
That's why you don't do it. That's why you don't do it. That's why you don't do it. That's why you don't read lives. Read names live. That's why you don't have it. That's why you don't do it. Alrighty.
That is a tough one.
And Prosper $4,800. If you want some more Memphis plays, you can go there. Ron Holland's 4K.
I can't do the show. I can't do the show.
Friday, man. Friday. We're alive.
Oh boy.
I'm the boss. You won't get in trouble. It's okay. Ron Holland had double last game.
I'm so happy for him. He did because there was a game in between this. He did not.
That's true. That's true. Not on the board. Double games. Yeah.
He didn't. He did. I think he had a decent. 19 fantasy points. I mean, Ron Holland is what he is. There's nothing like. There's no.
I don't know.
I don't. For real.
I don't know.
For real.
Gonna have to spell it out. I don't know what it is. I'm not hip to the lingo. I just read the first three letters. I was like, I don't know.
For real something. For something.
Let's talk about Nikola Jokic. It's way better time for us on this show.
I'm trying to see if there's any. We didn't really talk Omax. I wrote this in the playbook. I guess I didn't need to do this because Omax is also center eligibility, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because that's
won't let me move. Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. It's just part of the. So two things. We got to talk Middleton. We got to go back to Middleton.
I thought we did talk Middleton.
Well, we did. We just didn't. We didn't expand on Middleton. I just don't know.
Need to expand on Middleton.
Yeah, dude. If he's gonna start and play full minutes, he's a great play. But I just don't. I'm not.
All right. Then we've just expanded right there.
Okay, but the ownership being where it is.
Yeah.
Makes me almost want to just tempt fate and be like, this guy hasn't played a back-to-back this year. I don't think he's going to play full minutes.
32%?
He's the highest roster power forward,
Yeah.
So on the Omax front, just what I wanted to get off my chest before you just so rudely interrupted and moved on. Sure. I wrote this in the playbook. We are, as a community, we are what they did for us last game, right?
Mm-hmm.
He started last game, played low 20s. Taylor Hendricks didn't start, played almost the most minutes on the team, and had the big game. And because Hendricks had the big game and is cheaper, he is naturally the higher owned player. He also has the small forward eligibility that helps. But I think that Omax is just the great pivot away from Hendricks. We've seen Omax with a high ceiling similar to Hendricks. So when evaluating Hendricks and Omax specifically, I get Hendricks has the position that stinks. Small forward is where we're struggling to find anything.
Sure.
But I think Omax, especially because he started last game and he's 20% lower owned than Hendricks right now. So Just wanted to say that as well.
We'll get the center right now. A lot of questions here. We'll get into it. Jokic again is 12-3. Obviously, good to quite good.
Yeah, he's going to be really popular, and if you're just looking for raw points, there's no one better than Nikola Jokic.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Working your way down, ownership at the center position.
It's Gafford. I mean, it's Daniel Gafford. Yeah,
it's Gafford. Jokic is 30%.
It's literally double center. Everyone's just going to double center and move.
So Gafford's 50, Jokic is 30, Towns 17, Duran and Kada round out guys over 10%. So you did have a Ninas Kada question in the chat. How much of this mid-range are you getting to?
I mean, Towns has a very high ceiling. Milwaukee is 27th in rebounding rate this year. So obviously good for Towns and good for another center we'll talk about.
Yep.
And Milwaukee's 22nd defensively. So just elite spot for Towns on both ends of the floor. He leads them in fantasy points per minute. I have no problem getting to him. It's hard to ignore Jalen Duren going 25 and 13 plus 3 straight games, 48 DraftKings points in each of the 3. Without Beef Stew and Jaden Ivey, almost a 1.4 fantasy point per minute player. He even got over 30 minutes last game, which again is not showing on the screen, but he got over 30 fantasy or over 30 minutes, which hasn't been the case. So I like Duren. Those guys I'm fine with. The rest of it, I essentially have little to no interest. I think You can still play Jared Allen. I mean, he went nutty again. I know there's no Mobley and Mitchell or Harden, but there's potentially no Mitchell or Harden again. We know there's no Mitchell. He has been just like Larry Nance said, it's Black History Month JA. He said it again. I was listening to Old Man in the Three podcast. He put him up there. Larry Nance said it's Bubble TJ Warren.
Bubble TJ Warren.
What did he say? He said Bubble TJ Warren,
Mass LeBron,
and Black History Month Jared Allen the
goats.
What are the people in
Mount Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore of NBA players.
Caleb Martin, by the way, just downgraded to doubtful.
Oh boy. So, I mean, they have 9 players. With as long as, and we'll see when I can look at the 545 injury report, because NBA.com just like doesn't update for me for like 3 minutes, so I just like can't update it. So let's see: Marshall, Middleton, Williams, Christie, Gafford, Tyus, Powell, Johnson, Kelly. That's 9. So Miles Kelly and AJ Johnson would be 9. Because Cisse, last injury report, Cisse and Nembhard were listed as doubtful.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just hard not to plug Dallas and then just look at Dallas as a whole and just be like, let me pick all the parts I can from this team.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I don't want to revisit my Tyus Jones takes, but I probably have to a little bit.
They have nobody else playing, right? So
I do think, truthfully, AJ Johnson is a guy that we might want to take a look at. He played 15 minutes last night. He was really efficient from the floor. I would probably rather play him than Tyus Jones, truthfully. I think he's just been better when he's given opportunity this year. So I think that's in play. But yeah, Dallas just looks great.
Okay. Let's see.
I mean, Rolly, just to answer your question here, he had 27-11 last game without Harden. Like Jared Allen is just dominating people. So, yes, his rapport with Harden has been elite, but I think Powell probably. I mean, I think him and Gafford split the 48 as long as Cisse is not playing.
Sure.
So if I projected, or I think I adjusted the projections today once Bagley was downgraded, I think I put it at 26-22 in favor of Gafford. But I think that could also probably be a closer split, somewhere like, because you think it's 48 minutes that they'll play at the center position, right? That's how you break down 240 minutes in a basketball game, 48 minutes at a position. So if so Cisse is now questionable, by the way. So that's been an upgrade. So he's went from doubtful to questionable. So they could have a third center, which would make everything worse. It would make everything worse if Cisse is available. But I'm just going to put that out there. I think that's viable information that he's listed questionable.
You mentioned the other center for the Knicks. Mitchell Robinson here. His point prop is once again 4.5, taking the over 4.5 points on Mitchell Robinson tonight. Again, he really, really good offensive rebounder. Everything is done at the rim. He is dunking or he is getting putbacks. So we only need three baskets out of him or a couple of baskets and a free throw. He does get to the free throw line. He's not a good free throw shooter, but he's good to make 1 or 2 a night. So I like the over 4.5 points tonight on Mitch Rob.
You're probably right. Gafford probably does leave with an injury. It's probably true. Yeah, I think he's a good fantasy player as well. He's over 1.1 fantasy points per minute on the year. We've seen Mitchell Robinson get extended. Milwaukee plays double big. It's a potential for Mitchell Robinson to get on the floor a little bit more tonight. With that in mind, and even if he doesn't, like we saw what the upside can be in 18 minutes. So I think he is very viable. I think the Knicks are in a great spot, and Mitchell Robinson is in a great spot in his own right. I think like just getting over like talking about we've had a couple comments about the Dallas center room. Stay Off My Grass has talked about it. We saw I think MG was talking about Dwight Powell. I am a little, and by a little I mean I'm very indifferent about Dallas if like they have three centers. Like if Powell, if Cisse is available, you can't play Dwight Powell.
Sure.
At all, because there's three centers, and they were doing it last night. They had a 3-center rotation last night with Bagley, Cisse, and Powell. And then Bagley got hurt, and then it was 2, and then Bagley came back. But like Gafford's the most fragile center ever. I think he gives Anthony Davis like a legit run for his money with that.
Sure. Imagine having him on the same team.
I couldn't even imagine. Wow. And Derek Lively, who's obviously been super healthy during his career so far. I think like Powell is unplayable if Cisse is available, which obviously we just got word that he's been upgraded. So no on Powell if Cisse is available. Probably still a no anyway. But Daniel Gafford can't really handle many minutes. So and quick, PJ Washington is listed as doubtful. So he's unlikely to play tonight. So no. Short answer, no. Key, Shamet, Christie, Miller, or Alvarado. Shamet, Christie, Miller, Alvarado. I don't know who Miller is.
Miller.
He's not a player.
I don't see Miller.
No, he's not a player. Mitchell Robinson? Mitchell? No.
Let us know.
Yeah, please let us know. We'll answer that question if you give it. Samson, I don't hate Craig Porter. And welcome, Samson. Appreciate all your support always. I don't hate Porter.
We need Harden and like maybe Keon Ellis out for that, right? Or at the very least Harden, right?
I think only Harden, because we saw Porter play 20 minutes last game, 22. Schroeder was upgraded to probable, so we see Schroeder start and then Porter. He is a very good fantasy player. So if Harden gets ruled out, and we'll know, it's not like we'll have to wait. Craig Porter will absolutely be in play if Harden's ultimately ruled out. But we just don't have that. We just don't have that data right now.
Yep, agreed. Anything else here before we build the lineup?
Yeah, I wrote up B-Ball Paul today. $4,500. The minutes have been okay. Again, we don't have the OKC game, but he played solid role again. He is really, really good per minute. Another situation where Detroit is a team that plays double big a lot, right? We've seen it throughout the year with Isaiah Stewart. The Cleveland Cavaliers, last time I checked, play double big a lot with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. And I just kind of like him in tournaments. It's more of like a large field setting, but for sure.
Okay. Where are we starting things off here today?
Just getting to a couple comments here. Stay Off My Grass said he is in about, I'm assuming that's about Cisse. I mean, is that confirmed? Because I see on the injury report him listed as questionable. I don't see anything about him being definitively in. Harden struggled dribbling and shoot around. I mean, yeah, he has that's
what I'm saying. Like, I don't even know.
There's a broken bone in his thumb.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see exactly what we get out of that today.
Appreciate it, Rolly. And who are you talking about? Stay Off My Grass. You talking about Cisse? I mean, he is a center. Whoa! Samson! What the hell, dude? You did not have to do that. No.
Absolutely didn't, but super appreciative.
Holy smokes, man.
Tax
Thank
time
you so
coming.
much.
Appreciate it.
That's
Appreciate
incredible,
it,
dude. Thank you.
Super chat.
What the hell?
Always welcome. Super appreciate it.
Goat. Absolute goat. We are not worthy.
Heat's working today, no coats. It's true. Heat's working today.
Oh, was your heat not working?
No, you were
Oh, because I was rocking the hoodie?
Yeah, your hoodie yesterday.
No, it wasn't. No. It was just, look, when you wear a hat all day, the hair gets greasy,
True.
So then I forgot my hat in the room where my kids were sleeping. And I just didn't want to, I didn't want to go grab it. So I just.
Yeah, it's fine.
I was arms weak, knees weak, were ready. Vomited on my sweater already, mom spaghetti, all that good stuff.
Here we go. No, I meant Paul Reed, only center on FanDuel.
Okay.
FanDuel's not showing CCO. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, U2 always takes a clip, but we do appreciate the support.
Yeah, dude. Any support. I mean, that's amazing. We appreciate it, Samson, so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Blowout in Boston. Would you play Harper Jr.? Maybe. It's like you got to put like 20 lineups out there, and he'd be in one because like they're all healthy. It's not like the Celtics are shorthanded today. You know who other than Pritchard, the best blowout candidate is probably like Baylor Shireman. Yeah, him or Hauser, right? Or something.
Well, Shire, yeah. Well, they're both starting.
Ugo could be out there and get like extra run tonight.
I just look at it from like who's gonna start or who's gonna like be in the rotation and get run. This is an interesting question by Stanley. You're building, so we could just do that. Best center.
Marshall Jokic in there right now. Best center, not Jokic tonight. Yep. Probably Towns.
Best center per dollar though. Is Towns the best center per dollar?
He doesn't say per dollar. He just says best center, not named Jokic.
Yeah, I know, but I think implied. Brandon Williams.
There we go.
The answer is Brandon Williams.
Yeah, Brandon Williams is the guy you want there.
Best center per dollar.
I mean, Gafford would make a lot of sense if you trust that he's going to play.
It's hard for me to not say Daniel Gafford. I just am, because he's a good fantasy player, even if he plays 22 minutes. I just think there's more risk if Cisse is available.
I mean, Duran's on the biggest heater of the group. Davis said Duran, absolutely. You just, again, dealing with Allen Mobley is a bit of a different beast than some of the other guys, but he did just do it versus Wemby. So,
yeah. I think I'd probably, with the field here, I mean, Spin Block, Dave said Duran, Coolidge asked about
just has
Duran.
the easier matchup against Milwaukee.
He does. It's a tough one because if you're asking the question and the answer is not Daniel Gafford, then you're not playing either Jokic or Gafford, right? Mm-hmm. And Jokic obviously has the highest raw point ceiling floor combination on the slate, and Gafford is 60%. And if you don't play that, and he goes and Daniel Gafford gets near 30 minutes tonight, it's tough. Doug, I agree. Keita definitely in play. Way better on FanDuel. He's like $4,400 on FanDuel, which is ridiculous.
Safer point guard, Cade, Brunson, or KPJ. I mean, listen, Cleveland doesn't have anybody that's going to be able to guard Cade Cunningham today. But once Cade drives to the rim, he's going to have Allen and Mobley there. So there's at least some rim protection.
I mean, if Price here... I have to imagine price matters in this, because if you're playing Cade, you're basically forfeiting
more money. Yeah.
And it's going to be harder to get to Jokic. And I think I prefer Jokic to Cade. I'll go safer. I mean, Cade is the safest of the three.
Sure.
But he's $11,000. He's $2,000 more than Brunson, and he's $2,400 more than KPJ. I think KPJ has been safer than Brunson. I think that's fair.
Do I think the Jokic ownership comes down?
No.
There's so much value. It feels a little difficult. I mean, he's 30%, I think it is right now.
Yeah, I don't think it comes down. And like if you're playing single entry and stuff, he's gonna be 50% or higher.
Yeah, Najee Marshall just went up to 55, so he's just getting more and more ownership. Brandon Williams is now 48%. I don't know, Chalky, you want to make this lineup, but I mean,
GG. I want to play GG.
Okay.
I mean, dude, Dallas, like, they have 9, possibly 10 with Cisse, but like,
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is what we're basically doing right now is just playing the top ownership. Like this is the chalkiest lineup that exists.
Imaginable, yeah.
But we'll leave it for you here, guys. 5K play: Williams, Small, Marshall, Jackson, and Jokic. Don't have to play Joker if you don't want. You can save some money. Again, the crowd likes Duran. That gives you up to $6,500 a player. You can do a lot more with that. You don't want to play Joker today. If you wanted to do Gafford, which is the other huge mega ownership play today, 7,700 for your remaining 3 spots there. So pick your center and build a lineup. We got Williams, Small, Marshall, Jackson, and Joker for tonight's lineup. We do appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back with the it'll be Grande and Keith Sunday night for the Monday preview show. I'll be at the Celtics game. Watching Celtics Sixers, cool, dude. Celtics Sixers on Sunday night. I'll be there. Maybe Tatum's return game. Who knows? Anybody knows?
Maybe. Yeah, that's what you're talking. That's what you're saying before bed every night. Hopefully, Jason Tatum returns this Sunday.
Maybe Tatum return game on Sunday night. NBC. We'll see. Guys, talk to you later.